You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And others talking about this across the college football media landscape this week, Chris, in part saying the Big 12 will now release availability reports for league football and basketball games this upcoming season, as I understand it. All of the Power 4 conferences now providing availability reports this season. Tell me how to feel about this.
Yes, I'm reading the release as you and I talk. Big 12 football programs will be required to submit daily reports beginning 3 days before each game. Men's and women's basketball, I think women's basketball is a new one, will update their availability reports the night before each contest. Okay, so this is natural. I think we knew this was coming. This is something that Texas Tech, to their credit, was on the forefront of. I think Joey tried to pitch it to the league prior to last season, and I think the SEC was doing this. And I think, man, guys, we're going to go ahead and do it, and they did. And there was no shenanigans. It was, I think he would tell you if a guy was out long term, and maybe there was guys that were listed as game time that did play, and then some that didn't play. But again, game time decision, all that stuff. But this is just the way that this is going, and I appreciate the transparency. You've got gambling, aspects to this. You've got shenanigans aspects to this, but this is just I just remember when practices used to be wide open. Okay, for all sports, you could just roll up and go, and then everybody started to get really paranoid about everything, and part of me just never understood it. But I appreciate the transparency here. So I think that I don't know if I should tell you how to feel here, but I just think this was a natural next step, and there's just too much out there that I think that these games are depending on. And so I like some coaches, their feet being held to the fire and like, hey man, show your hand. And you could still probably fiddle with it a little bit. You can probably list guys if you know they're going to be out as a game time decision, but there's
going to be some fiddling.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so as a non-gambling fan, it's maybe something that's not even noticeable. Honestly, I was wondering how quickly gambling would come up in the conversation as it relates to some necessitating of this. But I'm sort of just like you in the sense that why not just make it available or make it public or make it known? I really wouldn't care either way, I guess, Chris. But at the same time, I've always kind of felt like, when we used to be back in the era of we'll see who trots out there first as far as the quarterback and things like that. I always just kind of thought like, okay, I get why you may want to do it. And I might do it if I was in their shoes just to do it out of spite to the media or the public or whatever, because I just want to be ornery. But otherwise, I also would think if it's a pregame surprise as to this position or that position that's going to win you the game, I doubt you're going to win the game anyway. So there's always just the secrecy aspect of it that gets a little exhausting. And, you talk about practices being locked up tighter than Fort Knox and whatnot over the years when previously any man in cargo shorts could roll up and maybe even lead a drill or two, depending on how well you blend it in. I think all of it's gotten a little bit exhausting, but either way, I don't know if it'll change the experience for many, but it won't change it much for us here locally because we've already sort of gotten into this routine, I guess. So you said 3 days leading up to a football game, right?
It's what the league is saying.
Night or just the night prior for a basketball game.
Yeah, and I mean, Joey always tossed his out there. I guess he's going to have to amend it a little bit because they would always toss something out there on a Monday.
Yeah, he gets his journal out, starts running down the list: onions, deodorant, toothbrush, shoelaces.
Yeah, it looks like one of these deals.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, let's see here. He would go through it.
The notebook of pain, apparently.
And you can still keep in mind, you can still play the whole who trots out their first game, like who's going to start or whatever. That this is just injury related. But
don't you miss those days waiting for the trot? What a fun
not really.
Oh, it's Jackson Tyner. This will be a fun experiment. With all due respect. All right, Chris.
And that was not a fun experiment.
Well, look, Every experiment has its results.
Yeah.
Some days chicken, some days feathers.
That's when the chemistry room just blew up on campus. And like, it's like
the whole wing of the school.
This has gone awry. Yeah. Don't mix that with that. This is what happens.
That leads to 7 for the other guys. Time and time again. Why are we rehashing this memory? I don't know. Let's go ahead and end the show. Appreciate your time as always, Chris. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next one. We'll wrap up the week with some mailbag action coming up. So always a wild experience, and I'm looking forward to it, man. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Get subscribed on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts so you never miss an episode. Thanks to the Everydayers for riding along always. And, of course, shout out to the Matador Mob. Hit our show notes and find a link to a free 14-day trial. That's your direct line to Chris and myself with one-on-one text sent straight to your phone. For Chris, I'm Casey. Thanks, as always, for the time. We hope to see you back for the next round on Locked On Texas Tech.